Improving connectivity, maintaining water resources, increasing environmental protection, adapting to climate change, establishing residential and commercial spaces.
We are on the path to building resilient, sustainable and adaptable infrastructure for a strong future.
The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation in the 2022-2023 financial year.
It is no secret that investment in physical infrastructure, roads, bridges, ports, schools, health centers, etc., are essential ingredients to the securing Jamaica's long-term economic growth and sustainable development.
And with that in mind, several infrastructure projects will start, continue, or be completed this fiscal year. The state-financed $274.5 million Montego Bay Perimeter Road project will get underway. In tandem with that, $212 million will be spent on roads in and around Montego Bay to provide a temporary bypass to the town centre from Ironshore and Westgate. Preparatory work will take place for the construction of 6 bypass roads across 5 parishes. 3 of the 6 projects under the ministry's $8 billion Special Capital Expenditure Program is also set to begin. Over in St. Mary, the Junction Main Road will be completed. Planning has commenced for the upgrade of 60 kilometers of roadway between St. James and St. Anne to move the road from 2 to 4 lanes. Bridges in St. Thomas, St. Andrew, Clarendon and Portland will get attention. And mitigating works to address stormwater flows on several vulnerable roads will be done. Work will also continue along the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project to include the Maypen to Mandeville leg, Harbourview through St. Thomas and into Portland. An agreement has been reached to reforest areas that will be impacted by road construction.
To the people being impacted negatively, I say, your patience, your fortitude, your faith and trust in the government will be rewarded in a tangible way. This government will deliver a once-in-a-generation integrated infrastructure that will deliver safe, reliable, quality roads, potable waters, water supply and sanitation, as well as fiber optic ducts that will enable future development.
The National Water Commission, the NWC, will lead the ministry's charge to increase access to potable water and sanitation services. Several projects are in train for communities in St. Elizabeth, St. Thomas, St. Mary, St. Catherine, Kingston and St. Andrew. And in partnership with the National Works Agency and the National Housing Trust, the NWC will undertake a $1 billion project to upgrade aged residential and commercial infrastructure in Manchester and St. Thomas. On the housing front, the draft National Housing Policy and Implementation Plan is being finalized and will be tabled as a white paper in the House of Representatives. Similar moves are being made with the amendment of the Rent Restriction Act. The Housing Agency of Jamaica has identified several projects to add 14,000 of the 70,000 housing starts promised by the government. Among them, Catherine Estates in St. Catherine, another 550 low-income housing solutions in the Greater Bernard Lodge development, and the acquisition of 68 acres to develop communities in Trelawney. Building and infrastructure works will also begin this financial year on the Rasta City redevelopment plan in Tivoli Gardens. So too will the Canterbury relocation project in St. James and the regularization of households in Sandy Park and Stanville in Kingston, as well as Bottom Pen in St. James. At the same time, the National Squatter Settlement Survey is ongoing, with 83,000 persons found to be living at 269 settlements surveyed across 8 parishes. And even as plans advance to divest the Jamaica Mortgage Bank, the entity is continuing efforts to diversify its offerings to developers. The Urban Development Corporation, the UDC, has thrown its hat into the housing ring with the conceptualization of the mixed-use Caymanas commercial and housing development. The agency will also oversee work on the new Houses of Parliament complex at Hero Circle and the Climate Change Park in Portmore, St. Catherine. The Port Authority of Jamaica will also be undertaking commercial projects in the year. Already, the Portmore Informatics and Kingston Logistics Park development have been completed. The PAJ is also engaged in preliminary works to develop 50 acres of land in Falmouth, Trelawney. And the Development Bank of Jamaica, which is handling the Greater Bernard Lodge development, reports that sales agreements have been signed for the build-out of residential, light industrial, and agricultural blocks.
One of the major areas of focus for the government in this financial year is the declaration of the port of the Pedro Keys and the surrounding waters as protected area under the Act. The work in this area is far advanced and will protect 82,200 hectares of land and sea.
Other environmental protection projects include the Air Quality Monitoring Program, an e-mobility project to transition to electric vehicles, and the development of a master plan for Helsha Beach. Work continues apace on the restoration of mangrove forests along the Palisadoes Port Royal protected area. Similar works are being conducted across the Rio Minho and Rio Cobre watershed management units, with 427 trees being planted. A new protected areas policy is being targeted for implementation within the year. A watersheds, emissions, and updated climate change policies are also in the works. And amendments are planned for the Forest Act, the Wildlife and Protection Act, and the Natural Resources Conservation Authority (NRCA) Act. At the Forestry Department, over 1 million trees have been planted under the 3 Million Trees in 3 Years initiative. A tree tracking app has been launched, and the entity is benefiting from €16.69 million for the Improved Forest Management for Jamaica program.
This financial year, the Met Service will concentrate on the continued expansion of the surface water observation network with installation of an additional data collection platform, including automatic weather stations and sea level monitoring gauges, as well as testing lightning sensors.
The ministry's focus on climate action financing will continue. Among the programs is the development of Jamaica's long-term emissions reduction and climate resilience development strategy. A national adaptation plan is being prepared, and integrating climate change in local development planning is being piloted across 4 municipal corporations.
Enough things are gone. I urge all of my fellow Jamaicans to seek out the opportunities being provided through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation as we partner with you to build stronger for better.